close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll
What's going on, people? Welcome back to Daniel Bailey TV. Welcome to another transfer update. In this video, I'm going to talk about the links to Tavares and Marseille. Tavares could be on his way to Marseille. I'm going to talk about that. I'm also going to talk about the fans' expectations of the Kroenkes, because it's annoyed me a little bit. Also, I'm going to talk about Maitland-Niles being linked to Nottingham Forest. So do stick around. Please smash the like button. Please smash the subscribe button. It really does help the channel grow. Let's get into it. Let's start with Tavares. Tavares is being linked with a loan move to Marseille. I actually think this would be good for Tavares. I don't think he's hit the heights. He was brought in as a backup left back last season to Tierney. And listen, we all know how injury prone Kieran Tierney is. But Tavares, he looks like a good prospect, but he's still very, very raw. And I actually think a loan move for Tavares can be good. He needs to go and get regular football. I don't actually think keeping him at Arsenal and just playing him in the Europa League and the cup games is going to be good enough next season for Tavares and for Tavares' development. So I actually think sending him to somewhere like France, where he can really sort of apply his trade, improve, get rid of that rawness that he still has, because there's clearly a talent there, but he is still so immature. And I feel like he needs to go and mature as a player. So I'm actually all for this move to Marseille. If we can get this over the line, that he can go out on loan. My only concern is that if we loan him out, are we going to bring in a replacement for him? Are we going to bring in a decent enough backup to Kieran Tierney? Because as we all know, Kieran Tierney is number one. He's a fantastic player, but he also suffers with a lot of injuries. So that will be my only concern, is that if we loan out Tavares, we need to bring in another left back to complement Kieran Tierney, because it's highly likely that Kieran Tierney is going to be injured a lot of the season. I think what goes in Kieran Tierney's favour is that there's a World Cup right in the middle of this season. So in November, the Premier League breaks for a month. So Kieran Tierney's with Scotland, and Scotland didn't qualify for the World Cup. So naturally, there's going to be a little rest period for Kieran Tierney this season, and that might play into his hands in terms of keeping the injuries at bay. So maybe with the World Cup year, and maybe with the World Cup in mind, because it is in the middle of the season, maybe the club are looking on it and saying, do you know what, Kieran Tierney, he's injury prone. When he plays a lot of games, he's bound to pick up injuries, but we have got that month off for the World Cup. The only thing that goes against that is that we're in the Europa League as well. So we're going to be playing a lot more games in between August and November, when the Premier League breaks for the World Cup to take place. So me personally, we still need a backup left back if we're going to loan Tavares out. And I think the loaning Tavares out will be a good move, but we have to bring in that backup left back. Now, me personally, I would like to see Shevchenko come in. I think he's brilliant. Not only can he play left back, he can also fill in for midfield. So although we're bringing him in as a backup left back, we're also bringing him in as a midfield. I'd like to see Arsenal go and get this deal done, if I'm being honest. I know there's been a few links to him out there, but I think if we can get Shevchenko in, we're getting two players for the price of one, really, because he can fill other positions. He can fill that midfield role. And he does it quite well as well in that midfield role. He plays there for Ukraine and does it quite well. But are Arsenal going to do that? We know that Arteta likes versatile players, so we just have to wait and see. But let me know what you guys think about Tavares going on loan to Marseille. Do you think this is good? Do you think it will be good for his development? Do you think it will be good for him? And do you think if we do loan him out, do you think that Arsenal will sign a backup left back? Because we certainly need to. Let me move on to my next piece of news. Maitland-Niles going to Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest obviously have been promoted to the Premier League, so they're going to be looking at reinforcements coming into their squad because they'll now have Premier League football, and they have looked at Maitland-Niles as a possible addition to their side. I actually think this will be a good move for Maitland-Niles. I think Nottingham Forest, maybe that type of club is his level, and I actually think that this will be a good move for him if we can get this over the line. I think the reported fee is about £9 to £10 million. That's not great, is it? For a player of Maitland-Niles' age, considering 2 seasons ago we were offered 20 million for him, that was a big drop in price to let him go for anywhere between 9 and 11 million pounds. Now that is appalling business from Arsenal's point of view. Although it's good for Maitland-Niles and it'll be good for him if he goes to Nottingham Forest, I think that'll be best for all parties because Arteta and Maitland-Niles' relationship is well and truly damaged. I don't think there's any way of repairing that. But from a business point of view and from an Arsenal point of view, 10 million is not really enough, is it? That's appalling business. Absolutely appalling business. Especially when you look back 2 seasons ago, we were offered 20 million by Wolves. I think Wolves offered 20 million and Arsenal turned it down because Arteta wanted to keep Maitland-Niles, which was a disastrous decision because when you look back on it, we kept Maitland-Niles and ended up just sending him on loan and not using him in the foreseeable future. So actually, it would have just been easier and better for Arsenal just to take the 20 million from Wolves and move on. But listen, this is Arsenal we're talking about. They don't do things easy, do they? And things that are logical to us aren't necessarily logical to Arsenal and the hierarchy. But let me know what you think about Maitland-Niles. Do you think this is a good move for him going to Nottingham Forest? I think it would be brilliant for him going to Nottingham Forest. We know that they're about to lose Jed Spence. He's being linked with Tottenham. But do you think this will be a good move for him? Do you think this will be a good move for all parties? And let me know your feelings on the valuation. The rumours are that it's going to be anywhere between 9 and 11 million pounds. Do you think that fee is too low? Let me know your comments. Leave it all down there in the comments section below. Right, I want to end this video with a little bit of a rant about the Kroenkes. And I want to talk about the fans' expectations of the Kroenkes. Because predictably, everyone's coming out going, oh, the Kroenkes this, the Kroenkes that. You know, they're not signing anybody. They're dithering over signings. Now, the reason why I want to look at the fans' expectations of the Kroenkes is because 2 years ago, just after the pandemic, when things were starting to get back to normal, when we had that fiasco with the Super League, we had all that drama going on. Everyone was like, yeah, let's protest. Let's get the Kroenkes out. People turned up to one protest and didn't do nothing after that. We turned up to one protest against the Everton game. Before the Everton game, there were thousands and thousands of people outside the Emirates protesting. And yet we didn't have the minerals to keep that up. You know, I remember the Brighton game, going to watch Arsenal versus Brighton, last game of the season, and there was hardly anybody at the protest. I think there was only a couple hundred people, and the excuses going around were, "Oh, well, it was raining, that's why nobody turned up." Now, the reason why I want to target the fans here and not necessarily go at the Kroenkes. Listen, you'll never hear me defend the Kroenkes. I think the Kroenkes are appalling owners for this football club. I think they're absolutely shocking. But when I see fans moaning about the Kroenkes, when I see fans going, "Oh, well, listen, the Kroenkes need to do more, the Kroenkes need to do this," I'm sorry, like, you lot signed up for this. You lot absolutely signed up for this. I was there at the protest for the Brighton game and the Everton game. I was there, but nobody, especially for that Brighton game, nobody turned up. And then now it's weird, and I find it a little bit embarrassing to see the fans going, "Oh, the Kroenkes, we need to get the Kroenkes out. Nothing will ever change until the Kroenkes are out." And I'm just sat there thinking, you know, we had our chance to get the Kroenkes out. So all these fans moaning and bitching about the Kroenkes and moaning and bitching about that they're dithering over signings, moaning and bitching about that, oh, you know, the Kroenkes are just dithering, they're not giving us the money. Oh, they're focusing on the LA Rams. You know, they're focusing on the Rams. They're giving all the money to the Rams and not to Arsenal. Do you know what? I sort of sit there and think, it's your fault. It's your fault. We had a chance to protest. And I know a lot of fans are probably going to disagree with me, but it's true. It is your fault. Like, all those fans that made excuses for not protesting, that's your fault. So then you can't come back and moan and bitch about the Kroenkes when they're doing things wrong, when we had a golden opportunity after the Super League fiasco to build momentum and make real progress and put real pressure on the Kroenkes. Since then, everybody's just fallen back in line and just gone, "Oh, we'll just accept it, but we'll still moan and bitch about the Kroenkes on social media." Like, it's disgusting. What do you guys want? Do you want the Kroenkes out, or are you happy with this scenario? Because you can't be happy with this scenario and then moan and bitch about the Kroenkes on social media. It's so easy to go on social media and moan and bitch about the Kroenkes on social media. It takes real minerals to go and show up to a protest and to put any meaningful protest and to put that over a sustained period of time to put pressure on the Kroenkes. Newcastle fans done it for 14 years with Mike Ashley. They'd done it every single home game. They were out protesting for 14 years, every single home game at St James's Park. I remember going to watch Arsenal Newcastle at St James's Park, and all the Newcastle fans were protesting, and they were doing that every single home game. I can't see our fan base doing that every single home game because we don't have the minerals to do that. You know, I remember the protests at the Everton game, just after the Super League thing was announced and all that drama blew up. It started off as a protest, and then it turned into a, "Oh, let's clap for the team." Like, honestly, it was bloody ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And I think that was the Villarreal game as well, because we were playing Villarreal. So it started off as a protest, and then it was just, "Oh, well, let's clap for the team." Like, our fan base is just so soft. And yet when I see all these people on social media moaning and bitching about the Kroenkes, going, "Oh, the Kroenkes are not giving us the money, the Kroenkes are this, the Kroenkes are that, they're not signing players, they're not doing anything, they're dithering over signings, they're spending more money on the Rams." It's disgusting. And it's just like, what do you want? Do you want the Kroenkes out? Because if you do want the Kroenkes out, then you need to protest over a long, sustained period of time. And if you don't want the Kroenkes out, then it's kind of put up or shut up. Do you know what I mean? You can't actually say you want the Kroenkes out and then not have the minerals to see the protest through. But it is what it is. You know, this is our fan base. Our fan base is an absolute joke. I find it absolutely hilarious that people are still moaning about the Kroenkes now, especially when we had a golden opportunity to do to change things after the Super League. Now, I'm not knocking people that are moaning about the Kroenkes and actually have had the minerals to go and try and do something about it. I remember Turkish a while back tried to set up a protest, and he's tried on multiple occasions to set up a protest, and people just don't want to do it. So, listen, I'm knocking the people that are moaning about the Kroenkes and then don't have the bollocks to see it through in terms of meaningful protest. Those are the people I have a problem with. But the genuine people who actually want to see change at the club and sticking to it, massive respect. But unfortunately, we've got an Arsenal fan base that 99% of them just don't have the minerals to protest against the Kroenkes. You know, even though I think there's no way of getting the Kroenkes out, you know, even though I think that actually, even if we did protest, it would be a waste of time, I would still go to those protests because I want change. I want better owners for this football club. And you do, it just puts a sustained period of pressure on them. You know, and over time, you never know. It might be too much of a hassle for them, but we won't know that until we try it. But the likelihood of our fan base ever uniting and the likelihood of our fan base ever getting together to do a long sustained protest over a long period of time is pretty unlikely. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, although I'm pretty sure I know what most of you will probably say. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Please leave a like on this video. Please hit that subscribe button. It does help the channel grow. I will be back tomorrow with another transfer update. Until then, take care, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care. I'll catch you soon.